Hi, in this video we'll be looking at the business activities, this classification of business activities which are related to the financial statement. Operating activities, investing activities and financing activities. Each of the activities are one way or the other is related to the financial statements of the company. That is balance sheet, income statement. Let's see. Take for example operating activities. Operating activities can be related to company's income statement. By analyzing the operating activity, it can be seen that the company's operational efficiency is good or bad. Say for example operational profit, that is the company's profitability. So operational activity can be related to the profit and loss statement, whether the company making profit or loss. What about the company's day-to-day expenses, whether the company is able to meet day-to-day expenses or not. So everything we can come to know in analyzing the operational activities of the business, which can be related to the income statement of the company. Then investment activities. These investment activities can be related with the balance sheet and the asset side of the balance sheet of the company, because as we see earlier, investment activities includes buying and selling of property, plant and equipment, invest in marketable securities, proceeds from sale of marketable securities. So marketable securities are the assets, and buying of land and building, expansion of business, acquisition of business. So these are all the investment activities. So investment will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. So the investment activities can be related with the asset side of the balance sheet of a company. Next, financing activities. Repayment of loans, that is repayment of liability, and raising funds through long-term securities like bond, issue of shares, raising fund for the business. So long-term liability. As far as the financing activity is concerned, it can be related to the on the liability side of the balance sheet. So in this way, the business activities can be related to financial statements of the company. So how business activities are related to the elements of financial statement? Assets is economic resources, liabilities is a creditor's claim, owner's equity is a residual claim. After paying all the amounts to the outsiders, the residual claim, the balance is for the equity holders. There is a residual claim. Then revenue, inflows of economic resources, expenses, outflows of economic resources. Out of these three operating activities, investing activity and financing activities, see, financing activity is a major portion, is a major component. Through financing activities, the other two operating and investing activities can be funded through financing activities. Through financing activities, fund is raised, that is money is raised through financing activities by issue of shares or bond. The company raising fund through financing activities. So this is the slide depicts the relationship between the financing, operating and the investing activities. So raising money through financing activities, it is funded to the business, and the business use the money for operating activities and the investment activities. So the finance is major component or major activities for a business to grow its business. These are the examples. A company manufactures car and sells them. Company buys a new factory. Company buy a raw material for manufacturing cars. Company borrow money from banks for this factory. Company pay interest on the money borrowed from the bank. Company end up selling the factory at some point. So these are the 6 questions, or maybe the nature of activities which can be classified whether each of these activities are coming into the operational activity or investment activity or financing activities. Company manufacture cars and sells them. So car manufacturing company, operational activity. Company buys a new factory, is the investment activity. Company spend amount to buy a new factory. So it's the second one is the investment activity. The third one, company buys raw material for manufacturing of cars. So buys raw material is the operational activities. Then company borrow money from banks for this factory. So company borrow debt fund. The company use debt fund. The company borrowing money from the bank to fund their business. So it is a financing activities. Then company pay interest on the money borrowed from the bank, operating activity. Company end up selling the factory at some point. Investment activities. The company selling their fixed asset. The company selling their factory is asset. Cash is coming inside. Investment activity. 6th one is a investment activity. These are the live example which you can understand whether these activities falling under which activity of a business. So as we see, this is the answer: operating, investing, operating, borrow money, financing. Of course, paying interest can be shown in the financing activities. Later on, it can be deducted from the operating activity. Either we can do it. The last one is investment activities. Thank you.